As many of you might know or may not know, there's only one company left manufacturing medical masks in Australia. One company. It's pretty sobering, isn't it? Well, that company, MEDCON, is based in regional Victoria in the town of Shepparton, in fact. Now, I've been to Shepparton. I love Shepparton. Terrific to see a big business in Shepparton. Well, they've been struggling to keep up with demand. But to show we're ready to step up where needed, the Morrison government sent defence personnel to Shepparton to help manufacture these masks. Peta Csiszar is the General Manager of MEDCON. He joins me now. Stephen, great to have you on the show, and we're in desperate need of good news. So tell us, it's great that you're still making masks in Australia. Terrible that you're the only person doing it. But clearly the demand outstripped your workforce. How did the ADF get involved?
Yes, good to talk to you, Peter. Thanks for that. Look, the ADF got involved because the government identified us as the only manufacturer of masks, and when they came and we had a deep meeting with them about what we could do together, and the biggest problem we had was just not enough staff. Over the years, our staff has reduced to just 2, and the government needed the masks badly. We had the machines, and all we could do was increase our shift work, and so they've basically sent in the Army to help us do that, and the lads have been in there now for a couple of weeks, and they'll probably be in there for a couple of weeks more, just helping us to ramp up our production while we train new staff, creating a whole bunch of local jobs for Shepparton people.
Yeah, the job aspect is terrific because I'm told you've got 24 Army workers in there, extra 2 shifts. Help me understand, you're in Shepparton obviously to make them, I presume your capital costs are lower, but where do we get to a situation in manufacturing in Australia that you're the only one left doing it?
Oh, look, I think it's a pretty simple exercise. Unfortunately, imported products coming out of communities where they've got low-cost labour sources and low-cost raw materials bring product into the country, and unfortunately, price is king. And as the prices dropped and we couldn't compete, our market shares dwindled to the point where we only produced a certain percentage of the market, a fairly small percentage. And unfortunately, it's taken some disaster like this to make the country realise that we do need local manufacturing. And now the government's identified that, and they've been working with us very closely. And I think we're trying to make amends to the Australian people.
Well, it just shows you, doesn't it, Stephen, how vulnerable we are, because when things are in demand globally, or indeed other markets may not want to sell them, they want to keep it for their own populations. If we don't make it here, we're a long way from everywhere, we're a relatively small population, we're not going to win a bidding war to bring the product here, we've got to learn to make it ourselves.
Oh, absolutely correct. What they're doing at the moment is most of the places where they do make the masks, they've put a moratorium on them, and they're keeping them for their own markets and their own people. And we've had a devil of a time trying to even just get backup sources. Fortunately for us with the government, they've been helping us through the Austrade group and using their diplomatic experience in countries where we've got orders for product, and they're trying their darndest to get the product in here for us to be able to make masks.
Well, I think this is a real wake-up call to Australians, not just big business who I want to pay a fair price for Australian goods. I think for consumers, we need a better marketing campaign on what's made in Australia so that we go to the shops, even if it's a little bit more expensive than what we might import. We've got to back our local manufacturing sector or we won't have it. Well done,
That's
Stephen.
Right.
Well done to your ADF personnel there with you, and good luck for the jobs in Shep. I'm really pleased to have this story on the show tonight. Thank you for your time.